You don't need to know geometry, and you don't need to be a gang member to belong to this group. They're called the Hells Angles. No, not the Hells Angels. The Hells Angles. The Regina Cycling Group gets together every week to wheel around different parts of the city. They made a pit stop at the CBC Broadcast Centre, and I had a chance to speak with Mike Bowles and his friends about how the idea of the Hells Angles came about.
My friend Sean and I were in the backyard just talking one day about having like a bike gang, which we thought was kind of funny in itself. And then we thought, well, maybe we get some friends out on Sunday and go for a ride. And the first ride we had 21 people come out, which was kind of impressive, we thought. So we just made a web space for it, and then we went off, and it's kind of gone from there.
And what's the philosophy behind the group?
Point number one is to have fun, always. So if we don't do that, it's no good. But we try to promote sustainable living as well, healthy, active living as well. And also, too, like some areas of Regina, apparently people are afraid to walk in, like the north end, the central, the core of that area. And so we try to bike in those areas if we can and try to like reclaim our streets in a way, which has gone pretty well. Because a lot like myself, I've never actually been in that area before. So it's good to like go with a group that you're comfortable with and just have fun and enjoy it.
You went out cycling this past weekend. Tell me about that particular day.
Hot. Our new little thing to do is we go to water parks in town because it's so hot all the time. But we just go in the park, we meet, and then we kind of pick where we want to go as a group. There's no set path at all. And then we go off and we ride as long as we want to and then go for ice cream and high fives and goodbyes, and it's great.
I'm looking around, and I'm not making any judgments. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other people here. One of the things that made me feel a lot more comfortable instantly with your group is that there just seems to be a casual kind of atmosphere. There's not this competitive sense with the group.
Oh, no, we ride about like a kilometer an hour. Like we don't go, it's nothing competitive at all. I mean, we're all equal. Like if you join the group that day, you're equal to everybody else in the group, and there's all very casual and nice. I mean, if it was like that, it'd be kind of, I think the group I wouldn't want to be myself. So this really helps it a lot, I think.
I'm just going to ask some different people, how did you get going in the group, and what's your name?
My name is Colette Parks. Same as Mike, just a bunch of friends talking about riding our bikes this summer. We made lots of jokes about biker gangs and how, we're kind of a friendly biker gang, and we're hardly threatening at all with our baskets, and, usually the girls are wearing skirts and stuff, so we're not really that threatening, but yeah, we tried to organize a few rides. And then we met up with Mike and Sean and those guys, and they're having rides every Sunday from Vic Park at 3. And the time works really well for a lot of us, so that's just kind of how we all met up.
There were a couple of people here who said they came all the way from the north end of the city to come for this interview. You're one of them.
Yeah, my name is Amanda Minion. I live in the northwest end right now. I just moved there from the general hospital area, and I was there the whole time I was in the bike gang. But I'm totally willing to bike from the north end just to join the gang. It's so much fun. And I really feel that biking is a better way to travel around the city because we do have such a small city, and it's gorgeous outside. I can use my energy rather than, the energy of fossil fuels.
What about people who have, say, changed their biking habits since joining this group and felt a little bit more comfortable about going on their bike more often? Is there anyone among you who is feeling that way?
I feel a bit more confident being on the streets because we often take over, a lane, and we signal and, obey the traffic laws, and it's just kind of getting in with cars and feeling confident and taking your space. So since joining the group, I really feel more confident being on the streets.
Something that it's really interesting to me is that there is kind of that political philosophy of sustaining the environment, but being casual in the way you go about it. And how does that spread, do you think, to other people in the community?
Well, I don't think saving the world should be like a funeral procession. You should be happy when you do it. So this is just a nice way to have friends and to have a good time. And then if you, at the same time, can have positive change as well, I think that's great. And we've had people even drive by in their cars waving and saying, hi, great idea. So if that affects them too, that's wonderful, I think.
How has it been for you in terms of being a part of this bike group?
I love it. I guess I understand the environmental impacts of driving and all that, but I'm here more in the social sense. I'm quite new to the city, and being just out and about and not having to go to the bars, and because I'm not much of a drinker, having fun without having to consume and to buy stuff, and you're able to hit a lot of people on a different levels, right? Students and professionals. So it's a good place for different parts of the community to hook up.
Where did you come from?
My name's Cam Cameron, and I moved back from England, London, and so there's quite a biking culture there.
Well, how did you find out about the group?
I stumbled upon them actually one day coming back from the library, and I saw these guys and I was on my bike and I was like, wow, what's this? And yeah, they're a great bunch.
2 weeks ago, we ran into a couple from Montana who were biking through Wascana Park, and I was feeling fairly outgoing that day, so I biked up behind them and rang my bell really loud, and then I scared them. And then we talked for a bit, and they came on the ride that day, and it was great. We met up later that night even, so it's a good way to meet new people, too, for sure.
So for people who might be interested in being a part of your group, tell us what they can expect.
We're the Hells Angles, and we meet every Sunday at 3 o'clock at the Victoria Park Cenotaph, right in the middle. Although this weekend coming up, it's going to be hard because of the Folk Fest. We're thinking the library, we think. Those bike stands. That should be great. And to come out, all you need is a bike and some smiles, and off we go. Any kind of age, any kind of bike, doesn't matter. We actually have extras, too, if you need it. So if you want to be a part of it without a bike, that's fine, too.
There's a big event coming up at the end of August. What exactly does that event, I think it's on the 31st of August, is it?
31st of August, and we're meeting August 31st, and we're leaving at 5:30 in Victoria Park at the Cenotaph. It's a lot like Biker Gang, but we're hoping it'll be bigger, and kind of raising more awareness of cycling in the city and, you know, bikes as vehicles, alternative transportation, and yeah, just bringing together a bigger bike community and hopefully raising the number of our gang. It's something that happens worldwide, usually the last Friday of every month, and usually around the hour of 5:30. And it happens in cities like Vancouver, and they get bigger numbers, like sometimes 1,000, 1,700 people out. So the flavor is different for every city. You know, sometimes they'll take over all the lanes and not really obey the traffic signals or lights, that sort of thing. But we're hoping to keep it pretty confined to one lane and raise awareness that way.
Thanks very much for talking to me, all of you. Now you're going for ice cream, right? And those are some of the members of the Regina cycling group, the Hells Angles. They're a really fun bunch. So if you want to get out on your bike with the company of someone else without feeling like you need to be an accomplished athlete, just want to have fun, these are the folks who will make you feel welcome. They meet every Sunday afternoon in Regina at 3 o'clock in Victoria Park in front of the Cenotaph. This weekend, though, as they mentioned, they'll meet at the bike stands in front of the library next to the park, and that's because the Folk Festival is on.